We continue to look for answers in a developing story we've been following since midday. Chaos and confusion at Fort Eustis after calls about an active shooter.
Concerns about mass shooters and terrorism always present these days, so they took no chances. We've been through it before in Hampton Roads, incidents at Naval Station Norfolk and Portsmouth Naval Hospital.
The lessons learned and constant training prepare troops for the worst here at home, and that seemed to be what was happening this morning at Fort Eustis. The joint base was sent into lockdown at 11:30 after someone said they heard shots being fired. 10 Your Side's Jason Marks was first on the air from the scene. Jason, walk us through what happened.
Well, Nicole, base officials are still trying to find evidence that shots were even fired. They tell me that this could all be just a misunderstanding.
It's better to think of the worst and then retract off of that.
And that's exactly what Fort Eustis officials did. From the minute they heard about possible shots fired on post, they ordered a lockdown.
There was an assumption that there was shots fired within building 650, and it was not.
The thought was since the 911 call about shots fired came from inside building 650, it happened in there. But it turns out the sound came from outside. Colonel Bill Galbraith says 3 contractors were working on the roof of that building when they heard what they thought sounded like gunfire.
There's times weapons will be discharged and there's noises throughout the installation. So a contractor who is not familiar with the military might have jumped to the conclusion.
For an hour, the base stayed locked down as officers searched for any victims or property damage. They found nothing.
We have some lessons learned out of this, and we've got some ways we've got to do better, but nonetheless, the beauty of it is that the emergency managers and the first responders did exactly what they were supposed to do.
All clear. 2 words everyone couldn't wait to be announced. No one, though, is sure if shots were even ever fired.
We figured better safe than sorry since we didn't know what was going on at the time.
Yeah, very tense moments for about an hour as that lockdown took place here at Fort Eustis. I can tell you base officials, they searched all the buildings around 650, did not find any signs of any bullet holes or anything like that. They tell me that they're still trying to figure out exactly what those contractors heard to begin with. We're live at Fort Eustis. Jason Marks, 10 on your side.
Certainly stay on top of this story. A little more about Fort Eustis now. It became a permanent military installation in 1923 as a prison. It then closed and reopened during World War II. Fort Eustis merged with Langley Air Force Base to become a joint base in 2010, and it currently is home to a number of Army units. 10 Your Sides was first to send you a text notification to your phone about the lockdown at Fort Eustis, and then when it was lifted. So get messages right away about breaking news. Make sure those notifications from our app are clicked on.